Psychopaths prey on people. They take lives, force, lie, steal, cheat, mistreat, and take advantage of others without feeling regret or guilt. According to Robert Hare, a renowned authority on psychopathy, 1% of persons are psychopaths. However, clinical psychologist Martha Stout contends that the real number is closer to 4%. Research shows that psychopaths are disproportionately found in politics and among corporate executives. In order to lessen the harm that psychopaths cause to us, the people we care about, and mankind as a whole, we will be examining the psychology of the psychopath in this video. Even though psychopathy causes significantly more social misery and disruption than all other psychiatric diseases combined, it has received less systematic study attention than other major clinical disorders. Every sphere of society is home to psychopaths, and chances are you may come into contact with one in a way that is uncomfortable or embarrassing. Knowing the characteristics of these human predators is your best line of defense. When most people think of psychopaths, they think of people like Ted Bundy, Charles Manson, or Jeffrey Dahmer. While these people are psychopathic, they represent an extreme form of the illness. Instead of committing violent crimes, the majority of psychopaths conduct immoral activities that escape detection by the criminal justice system. These behaviors include abusing family members, neglecting their well-being, defrauding others of their money, lying pathologically, or manipulating people for their own gain. Many people are unaware of this disorder, or if they are, they only associate with those who have repeatedly and blatantly disobeyed the law and will go to jail if discovered. The majority of psychopaths are not in prison. They are with you and me in this planet. Most of us have consciences, which keeps us from habitually abusing and injuring other people. We are empathetic to the pain of others, and we experience remorse if we cause others pain. Psychopaths are incapable of feeling empathy or guilt. They are morally bankrupt. A psychopath actually has no feelings of love, friendship, or any other kind of emotional ties to someone. Psychopaths only keep relationships with others because they regard them as property, resources, or instruments. Psychopaths are able to commit acts of violence to others on a regular basis because of this heartless hole in their hearts. Seeing a psychopath's response to a heartbreaking incident or hearing him or her casually describe a brutal offense, as if an apple had been peeled or a fish gutted, unnerves even seasoned and case-hardened professionals. The psychopath is a self-centered, heartless, and remorseless individual who lacks empathy and the capacity to build warm, emotional relationships with others. They also operate without regard to moral constraints. If you stop to consider it, you will see that the very attributes that enable people to coexist peacefully in society are absent from this image. The pleasure principle and the need for constant excitement power the psychopath's internal life instead of the emotional bonds that give normal people's lives purpose. A lot of psychopaths take part in extremely dangerous actions, are alcoholics, and have drug or sex addictions. Power, however, is the most alluring stimulant for a psychopath. The psychopath's mentality is fascinated with dominating other people, regardless of their profession: criminal, jobless freeloader, CEO, middle management, banker, bureaucrat, or politician, for example. Or, as explained by Martha Stout, the game remains the same, whether the prize is world dominance or a free lunch, manipulating, making others jump, and winning. Robert Hare provides a passage from a psychiatric report concerning Earl, a psychopath. Earl's fixation with total power stands out the most about him. People are only valuable to him if they submit to his authority or can be forced, tricked, or controlled into doing what he desires. He is always assessing how he may take advantage of people and circumstances. Psychopaths are notoriously difficult to detect, which exacerbates the situation. Because, while they are as unlike us on the inside as they are on the outside, they wear what psychiatrist Hervey Cleckley referred to as a mask of sanity to hide their predatory tendencies. Psychopaths are similar to predatory animals that imitate the features and actions of their victim. According to psychologist Daniel Jones' explanation in his essay Snake in the Grass, there are spiders in Australia that smell and behave like ants. Some are so convincing that the ants will allow a spider to live as one of them permanently. After that, this spider will feast on its new companions, but it won't consume all of the ants, or even a sizable portion of them. Instead, it will gradually and sustainably take resources over time. Daniel Jones, the grass snake. Psychopaths, like the Australian spider, tend to look normal in social situations. They are actually more confident, charming, and charismatic than most people. The fact that psychopaths endure significantly less stress, fear, and anxiety than the general population contributes to their social appeal. However, it is also a product of the psychopath's amazing ability to deceive their victims, sometimes to the point of paralysis, about their background, accomplishments, and character. The majority of the victims I have encountered in my line of work have stated that their initial attraction to a psychopathic individual and their ongoing affiliation with them, notwithstanding the harm they brought them, sprang directly from their capacity for charm. I've seen people shake their heads countless times and say things like, "I felt like I'd known her forever. He had an energy about him that other people just don't have." Or, "He was the most charming person I ever met." Fortunately, the psychopath's facade of rationality is crumbling. A pathologically exaggerated feeling of self-importance is one of these fissures that psychopaths find hard to conceal. Or, as explained by Robert Hare, psychopaths see themselves as the center of the universe, as superior beings who are justified in living according to their own rules. They have a narcissistic and grossly inflated view of their self-worth and importance, a truly astounding egocentricity and sense of entitlement. An additional clue to a psychopath's predatory tendencies is seen in their eyes. According to some victims, a psychopath's eyes are always vacant, cold, intense, and unnerving, regardless of how they are feeling. One of the origins of the modern idea that there is a race of reptilian humanoids is the similarity between the eyes of a psychopath and a reptile. Some people experience significant discomfort when staring at a psychopath with no expression. It's almost as if they perceive themselves as possible prey in the face of a predator. Others could not have any understanding of what is happening to them, and instead feel totally overpowered, intimidated, and possibly even dominated. It is evident that intense eye contact plays a significant role in some psychopaths' capacity to control and dominate others, regardless of the psychological significance of their stares. Observing the psychopath's speech pattern might also help you see through their facade of rationality. Psychopaths have a hard time telling a story that makes sense. Their remarks are frequently inconsistent and rife with errors. They frequently go from one unimportant issue to another, and when questioned, they frequently give answers that are not pertinent to the question posed. Psychopaths are infamous for either not responding to questions or responding in a way that doesn't seem to address the question. Some psychopaths also make exaggerated hand gestures to go along with their words. Scientists postulate that a psychopath's hand gestures reflect how their brain interprets words, concepts, and feelings. In reference to a single psychopath undergoing evaluation by a psychologist, Robert Hare clarified, "Exaggerated face expressions and large hand gestures accompanied his story, creating a spectacular performance that rendered our interviewer invisible." Although the exact etiology of psychopathy is unknown, research suggests that psychopaths are born with a predisposition to become psychopaths. That is, they are the result of nature rather than nurture. According to Sociopath Next Door by Martha Stout, there isn't a strong corpus of research connecting childhood abuse with the primary feature of psychopathy, which is the lack of conscience. Actually, there is evidence to suggest that psychopaths are less impacted than non-psychopaths by their early experiences. Although psychopaths have always been a concern in society, the current tendency toward political centralization makes their existence even more problematic. It is logical to assume that certain psychopaths intentionally seek out or are established in positions of political power because they are inherently charismatic, skilled liars, and unrestrained by empathy, fear, anxiety, or guilt. Psychopaths also have a strong desire for power. The Polish psychiatrist Andrzej Lubachewski named the kind of political system in which psychopaths dominate as pathocracy in his book Political Pawnerology. Until more people realize how dangerous this predatory elite is, this kind of dictatorship could materialize. For more content on psychology and human behavior, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you'd never miss an update. If you have any thoughts or questions, leave them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.